All right, here we go. Another episode of On the Bowl. This is going to be a long episode. We got a lot to cover here. First off, the contract is still being negotiated. This is actually season 2, episode 1, but we don't have a contract, so we're still not going to be going while on the bowl. Well, we're going to be going on the bowl, but we're not going to be filming the going while on the bowl. But we're going to keep going with the show. The show must go on, as they say. So that's number one. As the contracts are still being negotiated. Kathy's actually working that out. We're gonna get what we want, right? Me and Eduardo, we want to be able to go while on the bowl, filming on the bowl. So number 2, overwhelming response to Snacks on the Bowl. It's unbelievable how many emails I got that people are saying, yeah, hey, if you're gonna have an LDBM, you might as well bring snacks, and you know, there are certain snacks that are good, and there's some acceptable snacks, and everybody's what I've got prepared here. Believe it or not, this is an LDBM. I've been sitting here for a while already before I even press the start button. So a lot's come out, a lot of things have been happening, but this does qualify as an LDBM because I've been sitting here for a while, and I'm going to be sitting here for a longer while because I got a lot to cover on this show. This is going to be a marathon show, a long show. So sit down, get a snack maybe, because it's going to be. But today we have, I mentioned it already, the paleo cheese sticks. Okay, so during the show if I get hungry. And then we also have the pepper-coated salami from Publix. These things are really good. And you wrap it around the cheese stick, and it's like you got a whole kind of thing going on here. So I'm excited about that. So that's 2 things. And then now the main topic of the show is evolution. Evolution. Now it's not the evolution that you think automatically. You start thinking about the evolution of life, like with the fish that's going in the ocean and then jumps out onto the beach, and then the fish becomes a frog, and then the frog jumps around and becomes a chicken, and then the chicken becomes a monkey, and then the monkey becomes a human, and then the human becomes humanity, all of us. Not that kind of evolution. That's not what I'm talking about. But when you think about it, the people having tails, you know, like I got a tailbone back here, and it's funny to think that we used to be walking around with tails, and that there's people that have tails right now. I think that was in a movie somewhere that the people had tails. And I think about it, I'm like, what the hell? If I was in a bar hanging out and met a woman that was like really nice, and we were getting along and everything, and she was pretty, and she liked me, and I liked her, and she invited me to her house, and we went up into the house and hanging out, and one thing led to another, and all the clothes came off, and she goes, I want to show you something. And I'm like, what? And she like turns around and shows me her tail. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And she's like, it's my tail. Touch it. And I'm like, I'm not touching it. I'm not, why didn't you tell me you had a tail? And then it dawns on me why everybody in the bar was laughing at me. They were all looking at me like they all knew she had a tail, and I was the only one who didn't know she had a tail. So that's not the evolution I'm talking about. I'm talking about evolution of an idea like the toilet bowl. When you think about the toilet bowl, there was a point in time where there was no toilet bowl. That people actually took a crap outside in an outhouse. And the guy would be like, honey, I'm going to take a crap. And he'd put on his coat and shoes and socks and everything. And we'd go outside and get to an outhouse and take a crap. A lot of places in the world right now, they still do that. But I'm talking about the civilized world right now. We have some guy invented the toilet bowl. He said, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to make a seat with a hole in it. And then we'll put a pipe. And then we'll have the pipe go outside the house and then into a hole in the ground real far away from the house. I think this is going to work. I think this is a good idea. Honey, what do you think? And she's like, yeah, but I don't know if the people are going to... And then all the people, initially, they were like, wait a second. You want me to take a crap inside the house? I'm not going to take a crap in the house. This guy's crazy. He's a revolutionary kind of person. You know, so that's the thing. You know, it's like, when does a great idea, that middle ground, like with horses, you know, when horses became obsolete, and then they went to cars with gasoline, and people were like, no way, cars and gasoline, are you kidding me? What if you're 100 miles away from your house and you're out of gasoline? What are you going to do? At least with a horse, they could eat and continuously eat and they're okay. Horses are so much better. But then who would think that there would be roads all over the place? Like electricity. Electricity is like, what a great idea. We're going to have electric in houses. And we're going to run a wire from the electric company to every house individually so that they all can have electricity. That's impossible. They're not ever going to do that. Well, guess what? We did that. All right. So evolution of ideas is a great thing. All right. So we're going to talk about the evolution, not just of ideas that worked, but controversial ideas. Like, the whole thing going on right now with the electric cars. It's like, no, we can't have electric cars, but yeah, that's the way the world is going to go, like it or not. And I know we don't have enough electricity, but they're going to work on that and fix that. And it's just, gasoline is going to be gone, whether you know it or not. But we're not there yet. I know we aren't. So, but that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, the one I want to talk about is handicapped parking. But wait a second, hold on just a second, because this is an LDBM and we've gotten to the point where I think it's time for a snack, because I've been talking for a while here. So let me whip out one of these cheese sticks. Look at this baby. Okay. I'll be right back to the show. I'm going to have my cheese stick. What a great idea. What a great idea. This is working. How do you open this thing? I wish I had a phone there. Look at this baby. Wrap that baby around there like that, and then you have, it's almost like being in a restaurant with an appetizer. Oh man, this is good. This is best idea for LDBM. Alright, back to the show. So handicap parking, right? I'm old enough to remember when we didn't have handicap parking, and then they tried to implement it. I think it was back in 1998 when they first made the rule that everybody has to have handicap parking in their parking lot. And we, back then, and they had the picture of the guy in the wheelchair. And it was like, for us, who just learned about this, we were all like, how many people in wheelchairs are driving cars? I mean, it was the stupidest idea. We all rebelled against it. We were like, no, we don't care about your handicap parking. There ain't no handicapped people. We used to call it retard parking. When I was a kid, it was retard parking. I was like, oh, all these retard parking spots, and I don't have a spot. I got to go park 15 minutes away from the place. I don't care. I'm parking in a retard spot. But it was mainly because of the picture of the guy in the wheelchair. It was like, back then we didn't have people in wheelchairs driving cars. Now they have that. And the guy in the wheelchair pulls right up to his car, hops in, and then some machine gets the wheelchair into the van or something. I don't know. But it's a good, worthwhile thing now, for sure. But back when it started, it was controversial. It was like a big problem. So nowadays, I kind of, watch the people who are parking in the handicap parking. Like I sit in Dunkin' Donuts, and I see somebody I sit right there at the window, right in front, and not intentionally, but it happens this way. The handicap parking is right there in front of me. Well, I'm sitting there eating my bagel. Go Jewish people. Yeah, the bagel, baby. So people pull up, and I'm like, you're not retarded. I don't see no retardation in you. I don't know why you're parking in that spot. The ones that pull up and they don't even have the license plate or the thing hanging on the mirror. They don't have it at all. And it pisses me off. And I just look at them like, And they walk by you quick. I'm just running in there quick. It don't matter if you're running in there quick or not. If some little lady wants to pull up, she's got to go now and park in the back. Pisses me off. And then you got the people with the license plate. But it's really 16-year-old girl or something driving her mother's car, and she pulls up to the handicap spot and jumps out and then runs into Dunkin' Donuts and runs out. And she's perfectly healthy and she shouldn't be taking a handicap spot. Then you got the big mistake. Now, this is where it becomes a big mistake because you can't judge people. You don't know. You can't judge. This guy pulls up with this big giant pickup truck, big wheels and all tricked out and lights and stuff. And, you know, and I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, what's your handicap? I'm looking at him, right? And he jumps out of the truck and he looks fine. And he's walking. He's a big guy. He's like, I'm like, but he has the plate. It's like handicap plate. I'm like, what's your handicap? You ain't got. And then it's like, oh, he only has one leg. Oh, oops. Yep, you deserve the spot. I'm sorry. All right, you're not an old person, but you definitely deserve the spot. My mistake. Anyway, that's the end of the show. It was a long one. This is a long one, but we're not going to end the show, and you know how we're going to end the show, right? My favorite noise. It's all gone. It's all gone. It was there, and now it's not there. That guy had a great invention. What an idea. You know, the toilet bowl. You know, I think there's a guy, Crapper. Look up Crapper on Google. The guy who invented the toilet bowl, his name is Crapper. I could almost swear. I'll bet you anything. Check it.